Welcome back. Another episode of Wideout Wednesdays. Back again, episode 12.
Episode 12, different location this time.
Yep, out here in Clemson, South Carolina. Spring game. Here to see our guy Jake Brennan Stool, tight end in Clemson. Definitely should be fun, bro.
Yeah, should be some good ball. Got a new coordinator there, so kind of see what the new offense is gonna see. Seems like there's a lot of people out here, and they seem pretty excited about
Yeah,
some football in the spring. So
yeah. I'm about to say, when it's football time, folks gonna be out.
oh
So
yeah, they're gonna be out. They got the jerseys, they got
yeah,
the pom poms ready. So
yeah.
yeah, it's
So
gonna be
yeah.
fun.
But yeah, no, definitely make sure y'all subscribe, like, download all that stuff. Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, we on all that. So
Yep.
definitely tap in, watch the other episodes, listen to other episodes, um, and be on lookout for future episodes with some guests. And I'm sure Jake will be on here at some point too. But definitely today, since we're in Clemson, wanted to talk about just that transition from high school to college ball. I feel like a lot of guys don't understand that process.
No,
Like, I
yeah.
want to play college ball, whether it's D1, D2, D3, FCS, P5, whatever.
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of guys don't understand like what that once you get there, like what does that even look like? What does
Yeah.
that mean? Because obviously there's a recruiting process, and playing high school ball is it's Friday nights, it's different.
Yeah.
But for you, what was that like, or just going through that process, and then that leap to the first Saturday game, or even like training camp?
For me, luckily, I was kind of like, I had some people that took me when I was young, kind of under their wing, and were like, "Hey, like, look, this is what it is. Like, don't get caught up in all that. The coach's job whenever you're in high school is to, I mean, honestly, it's to get you there to go to school. I mean, they don't. A lot of coaches they don't gotta lie to you, but still, it's their job to kind of be a little nicer to you. Tell you what you want to hear. Tell you how awesome you are, and
Yeah.
like what everybody's been telling you for the past, usually 4 years if you're, a standout guy in high school. So. Um, but yeah, then once you get there to school and you're just another player that's been on the team, and it's their job to coach you up, just how your high school coach coached you up, and probably even a little harder than that. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
um, it's definitely a difference, and I think the biggest difference is just like the ego kind of thing.
Hmm.
I don't like when you come in, like you're in high school, everything's pretty easy. Like you're out there, as a receiver, you're probably getting a bunch of touches your senior
Yeah.
year and stuff, and then you go into college, and for at least for me, I was definitely not the dude. Like,
Yeah.
coming in as a freshman,
Yeah.
there's still those guys out there, but I think even there, like there's kind of this ego check that you have to get, like where
Hmm.
you gotta go from being the
The
top
dude.
guy
Yeah.
all the way back down to the bottom, and
Yep.
having to work your way back up. You might not be on the starting lineup, and you got to do the extra things and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I think that's some of the biggest struggles. I think when we talk to guys that go to that we coach that go to the next level, it's like they kind of have this like, coach, like they're just completely different. Like I
Yeah.
didn't know it was
I
gonna be
didn't know it was
like.
gonna be like that. Yeah, because I feel like, and especially in the recruiting process now, it's a whole lot of like not kissing up, but it's like, hey, like we love you and
Yeah.
can't wait to have you on campus, and they texting you all the time, and putting you up in a nice hotel,
Mhm.
you getting all the gear and all that stuff, and then day one hits, and it's like you a number.
Reality check. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they recruiting the next person to replace you.
Yep.
But I feel like a lot of guys don't realize that, and then it's an adjustment. Because I remember, in training camp, that first time I was in camp in college, and you got guys that are like all state, all
Mhm.
region, the best guys on their team, and then week 2, week 3, like they gone,
Man.
couldn't handle it
Yep.
because they're not used to like not being the dude or like getting the special attention and treatment. It's like, bro, like you a number now. You gotta
Yep.
reprove yourself, um, and kind of show them that, like, all right, like we need to put them on the field. They
Mhm.
recruited you, but like now it's your job to
Now
come in
what?
here and perform.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a different dynamic. Like you said, high school is, I'm here to like mentor you in a little bit, make you become a man, help you just learn the game a little bit. But their job is ultimately to teach, and
Mhm.
probably to, if depending on what school you're at, to win games. But I mean, most high schools, I mean, if it's a good coach, like he not going nowhere for.
No, yeah, he's gonna
Yeah,
be.
but
But yeah, that's kind of like the biggest thing, like you were saying. It's just like at the end of the day, you gotta know like where you fit in. Once you get there, like it's kind
yeah,
of like you are just another number. Like, and don't take it personally. Like you got recruited, they still like you, they still love
yeah,
you and everything. But
they try not to get fired.
exactly, they got families and stuff at
Yeah.
home. Like it's a business at that
Yeah,
point.
like even here, like new OC this year, like last year, it's like you get one chance, and fans coming for your head,
Exactly.
analysts talking, it's just different. It's a different ball game, so it's a lot more pressure. They want you to come in. That's kind of what I'm talking about too. Is like in high school, it's hey, run a post, run a slant.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong, some high schools they are coaching guys to learn the playbook and
Yeah.
kind of learn the game. But most places you go and most kids I talk to,
Mhm.
like they don't understand basic concepts or just basic football IQ of like, hey,
Yeah.
here's what we run against cover three, here's what we run against man or cover
Or
four,
even knowing what cover three
or
and
even
cover
yeah,
four.
even
You know,
knowing what the
some
coverage
people in
is,
high
yeah,
school don't even know. I know some college guys don't know.
that don't, yeah,
Really know coverages for
yeah.
real.
But then yeah, you get in that college room
Yeah.
and you in them film sessions and they want you to know this playbook, and if you don't know it,
Yep.
you ain't gonna see that
Yeah,
field.
and it's not like they're gonna sit there and spend it like, oh, we just need you so bad. Like, nah, they're just gonna get the next guy who does know
Yeah,
it,
who dealt?
and they're gonna put him in the game. And
Yeah,
I know there's a lot of times guys that, maybe not as talented, might not be the highest recruited guys, but like they'll play a lot of times because they know the playbook and
yeah,
the coaches trust them. So it just
yeah,
comes down to trust because like we're saying, there's a lot more on the line. High
yeah,
school, you're not as likely to be fired. Maybe some of them Texas coaches down
yeah.
there,
Maybe, yeah.
they might be a little California.
Georgia, yeah,
Yeah, they might be a little bit more on the hot seat, but for the most part, college coaching has much more of a
turnaround.
higher
Yeah,
turnaround. So it's kind of that revolving door. But
yeah,
and you just got to know that going into it. You know what I mean? So kind of
yeah,
don't take it personal. I think
yeah,
is always the biggest thing.
yeah,
My advice for people. But
yeah. What would you say, even going down and down that rabbit hole? Like, what would you say, like for a high school wideout? Like, what should he know at least as a precursor? So you'll learn a lot in college,
yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what's the base stuff that like you just like you need to have that stuff down pat and understand at least to
hmm
some extent before you get to college? Like, what would you say?
I would really say coverages. Like I think that's the biggest thing.
Uh-huh.
Just knowing like your basic cover four, like what that looks like. I always talk about like contours, like the contour of the defense. So
Yeah, like
like
how it looks.
kind of how it looks.
Yeah.
On there. If we got cover four, they're kind of flat across. Cover two is gonna look like an arc. Just knowing that kind of stuff.
Pre-snap. Yeah.
Pre-snap, knowing what people's responsibilities just briefly are, like who has the flats in this defense, so you can kind of so that way when you get there, a lot of offenses in college, like you're saying, they're more complex. You're going to have adjustments to your route. So say you have this concept, but it's curl flat concept, but now it's cover two. Well, you might have to run a cover two, some
Corner or
corner
something.
or
Yeah.
something. It's
Yeah.
whatever. But if you don't even know the defenses, and now you're getting out there and you're like, coach, what's
Who
cover
do I
two?
look at?
Who do I look at?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't even like run the offense like you're supposed to. So
Yeah.
I think that would be the biggest thing is really just coverages and
Mm.
knowing that. Obviously, once knowing some basic concepts and I think knowing a route tree,
Yeah.
knowing what a slant is, how many
How many
steps, how many
steps? Yeah.
yards, like what a curl is. A curl may be deeper in college or a comeback may be deeper, but still, just
Yeah.
knowing the basic concept of like this is what it is. I think is just kind of the basics that
Yeah.
what you should be knowing because when you're
Yeah.
going to college, I mean you are kind of a mini professional at that point. People are getting paid now and
Yep.
everything. So it's like if they're gonna pay you, they're gonna expect you
To know coming in
to
and know
know coming
something.
in and
Yeah.
knowing what you're doing. You can't just be
Yeah.
I'm athletic, so just
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be here. Like it don't
Yeah.
really work like that. But,
Yeah. And I think too, like once you get there, obviously, like you'll learn a lot, and you're learning a new playbook, and there,
Mhm.
you got spring, like we are now, spring ball. It's a
Yeah.
time to learn, and then summer hits. You're still working
Mhm.
out, still learning a playbook, but then like once that last month of training camp, they kind of like, all right, who knows what, boom, like that's
Yeah.
who we rolling with.
And if not, next year we'll catch up with you.
Catch up with you, yeah, or you still try to learn along the way, but like
Yeah.
at that point, it's they locked and loaded with
Mhm.
who they think. They're doing evaluations at every camp, every
Yep.
practice, spring game.
Yep.
Like that's what I feel like a lot of guys don't understand too. Is once you, and even I tell my guys that I coach when I was coaching high school, it's like I'm treating everything like an evaluation because that's how it was in college. Like
Yeah.
film room, practice, obviously the classroom, walkthroughs. I'm looking at how
Yeah.
you're approaching it, like how your attitude is. Are you executing? Did you forget? Did you pull up late? Did you, bust this in the walkthrough? And like,
Mhm.
hey man, like he busted this for the third time in the walkthrough. Like, yeah, we ain't calling it.
Because it ain't going.
Yeah.
Why would it work in the game? He already proved me.
Yeah.
Like if a guy's like late to class or something, he's
Yeah.
doing this, then I'm probably not gonna call him a bunch to him during the game because
Nah.
chances are they're not. I've been proven they gonna burn you every time.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, I would say for me the biggest thing, I think coverage is just one, but I think another one would just be like just your basic just concepts.
Mhm.
'Cause I think we always say it, like I think football is it's the same wherever you go. It's just different terminology, different names.
Yeah.
So if you know like basic quick game concepts, basic dropbacks, basic rules for like a general rollout or
Yeah.
something like that. Going into college and you get the playbook, you're like, all right, this is just a
Mhm.
smash concept. All right, this is just a snag concept. This is just verticals. Like this is just shallow cross. Like this is just mesh.
Yeah.
Now it makes it easier for you to understand. Like all right, here's what we're calling this. Boom. Here's the quarterback's progression. I understand in this progression, like we're trying to hit this. So now you know how to run your route. Hey, if I'm the third read in the progression, like I don't need to be
Trying to win
getting
right
to my
now.
spot right now.
Yeah.
Like I need to let some stuff happen and then get to my spot when I need to be.
Mhm.
So I think if you can understand, I always call it like the basic nine.
Yeah.
So we did with 7-on-7 and gave
Yeah.
them the basic, nine concepts that most every offense is gonna run. Obviously, there's some that are apparent too, but that not in
Yeah.
there. There's more than nine, but
Mhm.
I mean, there's like this base tier of plays that I feel like a lot of offenses run that you'll see at any level. Um, so so you walk through them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was
Yeah.
saying like even with that though, like kind of just a lot of people I always hear, when I was coaching in college, like, well, coach, we didn't do that, and we didn't do that in high school. Like, all
Yeah.
we did was run this. So, like, how am I supposed to know that? And like, they kind of use it as a crutch of like, hey, my offense didn't run this, but also if you didn't run it, there's probably somebody that was running a more spread style or whatever it may
Yeah.
be. And then you get to college and you run a spread style offense and your receiver. Like they're gonna expect you to know what to do. They don't really care that in high school you only ran a post and a go and you
Yeah.
don't know how to run all this stuff. So like yeah, with that being said, we can get into it like
Yeah.
what the basic what we feel like our basic
Yeah.
concepts are, but it's like don't use just because your high school didn't do
Didn't
it
do it. Yeah.
to be a reason of like okay now in college like I'm not gonna know anything. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna expect them to teach me everything. Because
Yeah.
then like I said, you might be a year or two behind, and then now all of a sudden not until your redshirt sophomore year you're like finally coming around knowing the playbook and stuff. So
Yeah. And then boom, you go a
and then
4-star.
and then here comes a four star, and
Yeah.
then now you thought you was gonna get your shot, but
Yeah.
nah.
They could have tried him. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but that's the thing too. Like, I mean, even a 4-star, like you got another playbook. 5-star,
Mhm.
you got another. They gonna give you a little leeway, but after a certain extent, all right, bro. Like he ain't,
A little bit, and you
he
got
ain't
to
getting
really
it.
be like
Yeah,
that dude. Like I've seen some play like sometimes where they really just they would call a play and then they would tag like
yeah. Tag something for it. Yeah,
you do this like
yeah,
but I mean that's far and few between. Like you
yeah.
really got to be,
You got to be
and even
like
then
that.
why would you want to do that? Like why would you want
Yeah,
to have them have to do all that? You know what
yeah,
I mean? So
yeah,
but yeah, what would you feel? I mean, just as far as people knowing the kind of like the concept wise,
yeah,
whatever you call it,
yeah,
it may be called something different.
yeah.
What do you feel like are
I'm gonna
some
say
of
I'm
the
gonna, I'm
main
gonna get us
ones?
some homework too. So
Yeah.
really, I break it up into a quick game and then just drop backs. That's
Mhm.
like the just basic nine. So in a quick game, it's watch stick. So if you don't know what watch stick is, it's quick game. Your
Mhm.
front side slides front of stick. Either you got to fade outside or speed out backside, speed out fade. And we're just kind of trying to hit that stick route.
Yeah.
That's one. Another one, just basic snag concepts. Some people call it spot.
Mhm.
Slant fit, corner flat. Then from there, mesh. Obviously, everybody knows mesh. You should know mesh. If you don't, there's a lot of stuff out there about
Yeah,
mesh.
different
Like recently,
variations of
yeah,
mesh, but some kind of just knowing what a mesh
yeah,
concept is, and
yep,
yeah,
yep.
mesh rail is kind of what we usually like to run,
Mm-hmm.
but some kind of form of mesh, yeah.
Yep. And then the last one I would, which could it kind of varies in between the two, but smash,
Mhm.
because obviously you got you're trying to hit the quick
Quick
hitch.
game,
If you
yeah.
got it, then if the corner jumps it, you got the corner. So those are like the basic four quick games that I always say like you're gonna see that anywhere any offense. And obviously
Mhm.
there's some other ones, variations of watch stick, variations
Yeah.
of mesh, like we said, variations of snag, and some other ways to do it.
Yeah.
Like you might run a slant fade and a slot fade, or you might run a slot fade and a hitch on your smash,
Mhm.
but it's the same thing.
It's the same kind of. You're getting
Yeah,
the same
you're getting the
areas.
same areas. Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Then
um,
you got your all hitches, slant.
all
Just
hitches, all
obviously
slants.
your
Yeah, like your stuff
slant
like that.
flat stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
now keep going. I know you're gonna go
Yeah.
into the.
So that's kind of like the basic quick game. With obviously there's some other caveats, like you
Mhm.
said. Drop back, uh, drive concept. So seam dig
Yeah.
on the front side. Shallow cross. So your dig post with the shallow underneath it.
Yeah.
Four verts, obviously. Right now it's four verts. Um, that's three, right? Yeah, that's three. That's a
Yeah.
drive, verticals,
That's
uh,
the two. Yeah.
and shallow cross. The other one, yeah,
Uh.
flood.
Uh huh.
So that's your basic one. Your outside release, quick out, or not quick out, deep out, flat. So
Yeah.
sometimes you get that on rollouts. Could be 2x2, 3x1. And then the last one that I'm blanking on for whatever reason.
Dagger. I don't know. I say
Oh, that's what
dagger.
I meant on the first one. Not drive. Yeah, I meant dagger. Yeah,
Oh,
on
okay, dagger.
on the
Yeah,
seam
yeah,
dig.
seam
Dagger.
dig.
I'm thinking
Okay,
drive.
dagger,
Yeah,
dagger, and then you're thinking drive with the
drive the shallow cross.
shallow cross,
Yeah,
basic.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like you said, like there's people call it different things, but
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
like these general like, hey, like this is what this is.
yeah.
I'm blanking on the last one.
Mhm. Flood, smash. I
Oh,
guess
Y cross.
Y cross.
Yeah, Y
Yeah, Y
cross.
cross is
Yeah,
huge.
Y
Yeah.
cross. So
Uh huh.
crosser and post dig
Post
behind it or
dig.
post curl behind
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So I was like, you don't know what those are, so I'll run them back real quick. So make sure we got them. So Y stick, mesh, smash, snag. So that's quick game.
Mhm.
Drop back, dagger, Y cross, four verts, shallow cross, flood.
Yep.
There's your nine.
Yep.
If you don't know them, go learn them. And there's a lot of resources. Us for one, tap in with us.
For sure.
We like to teach those concepts. YouTube,
Yeah.
so many coaching clinics out there that you got coordinators and coaches like giving the game of how they
Yeah.
structure their offenses, and the guys that you probably want to play for, like they got
Mhm.
clinics on YouTube. Go ahead and learn what they like
Yeah.
before you get there if that's where you want to go.
Literally, I mean, 'cause that's how it is. I mean, you gonna know what their offense, like the basic guys they're gonna be running. I mean, honestly, if you just study those and you went to whoever you're gonna go, you're probably gonna know
Be
the
straight.
basic of
Yeah,
their
because
offense.
coaches, if you don't know, like coaches copy.
That's
Like
all it is.
they just, hey, they run like this over here. Let's do
Mhm.
it. Or like, hey, they run this type of offense. Let's run it this year. We got the
Yep.
players to do it. So like, once you understand that, like,
Mhm.
and also become a coach of the game while you're playing, like we always say that. I wish I knew what I
Knew
know
what I know
now when I
now.
was playing. Man, it would be like playing in slow mo, rookie mode.
Yeah. Like literally, because I mean
Yeah.
that's how it is. Like the more you know, the less you have to think once you get
Mhm.
out there because it's just part of who you are and
Yeah.
everything. But I was gonna say tap into the WideOutFlix, man.
Yeah.
Like what I mean,
Yeah.
we got plenty. All these concepts are gonna be in there. We got
Yeah.
NFL teams running it. We got
Yeah.
college
College
teams
teams.
running them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So favorite players running them. If you guys want to see certain people that we can go cut them up and
Yep.
show you these concepts, the ins and outs of them. So if you guys aren't tapped into that resource, definitely do
Yeah,
that.
definitely tap into that. Those spots are filling up. So the first 25 people we letting in
Yep.
at $25 a month. So get on it, get on that for sure. So it's a great tool. I wish I had something like that when I was coming up. So definitely use that, take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And let us know what you want to see. I think last week we uploaded some big plays from the 2022 Vols offense. So that's a good one to look at because they ran some different stuff,
And
but same concepts.
Guys running wide open, butt naked
Yep.
on the field. But
Yep.
yeah, but I mean that's like I said, that's good offense.
Yep.
So some good stuff on there. Even high school coaches, if y'all watching or whatever,
Yeah.
tap into that. Get some good inspiration there. I know me being a high school coach myself, I'll be
on there looking.
You be sending me stuff all the time. Hey, this is good. I'm gonna have to write this one down. So.
Yeah, nah, for sure. But no, that's some good stuff, man. But yeah, definitely, stay tapped in with us. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Definitely leave a comment. If you got questions about something, definitely let us know. We're here to be a resource and be what we wish we had when we were playing. So that's why we're doing this. That's why we started this podcast. So definitely follow, subscribe, like, send it to a friend, send it to someone that's on your team, send it to a coach that wants to learn the game and be better, especially at the wide out position. So hope y'all enjoyed it, and we'll be back next week.
Yep, we'll be back.
Yes, sir.